Yo, what is good everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today, we've got some great information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and why Masahiro Sakurai left Kirby to be the initial survivor after the devastation that happens in the World of Light mode. So there was a Famitsu column recently, and Sakurai had some pretty cool things to say. Nothing spoilerish, so don't worry about that, guys. But he talks about Kirby and why he was the only initial survivor and what happened to some of the other characters. So let's go ahead and jump into what he had to say. So regarding Kirby, Sakurai does admit that he's a bit biased as he created the IP, and fans' suspicions on that front are correct. However, from a planning perspective and through the process of elimination, he said it's obvious that Kirby would be the only one left. And I actually said the same thing when somebody asked me on a live stream, like, well, honestly speaking, without your biases aside, because I'd say, hey, Sheik would have made it out, you know? Without your biases aside, who would actually be left in this type of devastation of an attack? And I said, you know what, no bias, anything like that, you know, I think Kirby would be, because if you realize how strong Kirby is, then you'll know. Like, if you actually research the type of strength Kirby can do and like what he has access to, then you'd probably agree too. Many people don't think Kirby's that tough or anything, or don't know about Kirby because he's just like a pink blob and they don't know about the lore behind him. But yo, Kirby's actually really tough. Now, here's the thing. Sakurai also mentioned that it was necessary to have whoever would survive the attack have a reasonable method of escape that could actually be shown on screen. The characters trying to run would be chased to the stars and still get swallowed up, so physical speed wasn't enough. So there you go for Pikachu and Sonic. Teleporting slightly away wouldn't be enough either. While some may have forgotten, ever since the first game, Kirby's Warp Star has been able to warp, so that makes sense there. Now, Bayonetta and Palutena were among the characters who could not escape as well, and Sakurai did note that Bayonetta couldn't escape into Purgatorio as her enemies there had also become spirits. Additionally, Palutena couldn't manifest any of her abilities as Hades and the other deities from the Kid Icarus world have also become spirits. Bayonetta and Palutena would also be kind of difficult as first characters. The first character had to be fundamentally easy enough for anybody to play as. And if you're looking at this type of single player mode, yeah, I'm not sure a big old huge Bayonetta or Palutena would be a great first character to start out with. So I can understand where Sakurai is coming from there. Now, later in the column, Sakurai did confirm that there will be an update at launch. So there will be a day one update. The downloadable version will be fine as it is. So if you have the physical version, there's going to be an update. If you have the digital version of the game, then Nintendo at some point is going to add that final piece in before you actually do that final piece that you download. So if you have it preloaded, let me say it like this. So if you have the game preloaded, you have nothing to worry about. If you download the game on day one or whatever the case is, it'll just be in there. Whereas physical copies were sent out at a certain point when the game went gold, so they weren't able to get whatever extra thing they were going to put in there. And part of that is patching away the Native American feather that's on Game & Watch, and I think that there might be some game balancing done as well. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. Now, in terms of some other news that we did hear about, this is actually pretty cool because replays are going to be able to be saved permanently on your Nintendo Switch. One of the most annoying things about Super Smash Bros. For Wii U was that anytime that Nintendo did an update, there goes your replays. Like, they were gone after that. So that kind of sucked. You had to put them on YouTube or you had to save them some other way, get your capture card. But now you don't have to worry about that. However, the file size will be big, so just keep that in mind when it comes to space on your Nintendo Switch. Now, finally, when starting up Spirits for the first time, you'll receive one advanced class sticker. Sakurai said that seeing what you can get can be a little bit of fun. So there you go with that, guys. That's pretty much everything he had to say in the column there. And I have to agree with a lot of the stuff here when it comes to the World of Light, because like I said, people asked me about that and I was like, hey, look, man, Kirby's the real deal. Kirby, he's definitely strong, and he's probably the one that can get away. But Sakurai did kind of say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm a little biased on there. Maybe he was kind of pushing for Kirby when they were going through who was going to be able to survive and everything. So it makes sense to me, but either way, I don't think it matters, man. My boy Kirby is Thanos out here. You know what I'm saying? He's out here just basically surviving everything. So shout outs to Kirby on that one. But no, I'm really excited for World of Light. I'm really excited for the game in general, just to play, grind out the tech, and get to Elite Smash. That's probably the thing that I'm most excited about is Elite Smash, and then also the lobbies. We have real lobbies. It is 2008, 2009 in here, Nintendo. Thank you so much for those lobbies, at least with those. So I'm happy for that as well. So Smash Brothers, people already got the game. You heard about the leaks and everything like that, but it's coming out next week. As of the time that I'm recording this video, I'm going to be excited to play, and we're going to have a lot of fun here in the village. So what do you guys think about what Sakurai had to say here when it comes to World of Light, Kirby, and other things? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. I thought this would be a funny article to discuss because we haven't been seeing the type of clickbait, doom type of stuff that the Wii U got, right? Because Nintendo Switch sales have been pretty good. Recently, we got that Nintendo Switch broke a record for Nintendo consoles, selling the most in a 5-day period for the Thanksgiving or Black Friday to Cyber Monday. They sold over 800,000 systems because that was the previous record held by the Wii in one of the years that it was dominant. So the Nintendo Switch actually beat that in this past Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday shopping period. And you would think that this is good, right? The Switch is selling. Maybe it doesn't hit its forecasted 20 million for the fiscal year from March of 2018 to March of 2019, but still it's breaking records. It's selling really well. It's tracking on pace with the PlayStation 4. Back in its first 2 years on the market, it's blowing out the Xbox One when it comes to sales worldwide. But no, we have one place that decided, you know what? We are going to clickbait. We are going to paint doom in any way that we can. And I'm not even going to link the article. I'm just going to put the topic, and you guys are going to see the headline here, and you guys can comment on this ridiculousness from Bloomberg Asia. So according to Bloomberg Asia, this is what they had to say in one of their headlines. With few attractive titles for the holiday shopping season and shipments on track to fall short of the company's targets, doubts are growing whether Nintendo's Switch can ever become a mass market product. I don't know how much wrong I can count. Like if I was a teacher, I can just get out my red pen and just start marking so many different things here. So let's just start off with the first thing here is that like heavy dose on the opinion on this. And this is supposed to be some type of actual real article from a journalist or something like that, right? And with few attractive titles for the holiday shopping season, Super Mario Party has already sold over 1 million units. That's a pretty attractive title. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee has already sold over 1 million units. That's a pretty attractive title. People are buying that game. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the most pre-ordered game in the history of Nintendo Switch games. So that's an attractive title. They said with few attractive titles, 3 would be at least a few. In most people's eyes, 3 would be about a few. So right then and there, not even counting anything else, I can just put the red pen on this. And this isn't just like my own opinion. This is actually what people are buying. So it's not just me. This is what other people are buying as well. And then if you look at the third-party support as well, stuff like Valkyria Chronicles 4. You also have stuff like Celeste that was a Game Awards nominee as an independent title. That's on the Nintendo Switch. You have Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is a great fighting game, getting updates on the Nintendo Switch. You have Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Starlink Battle for Atlas has done well. There are a number of titles that even came out in November with stuff like Civilization, Warframe. I mean, it goes on and on with the number of great titles that you can play for free, discounted prices, independent titles, bigger titles that Nintendo has. Octopath Traveler has continued to do well and sell for Square Enix, even coming from all the way back in the summer. There are a bunch of great titles on the Nintendo Switch. So to say few attractive titles is literally incorrect. I mean, it's not even about being an opinion or not. It's millions of people have already bought these titles and they are attractive and they reviewed well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that they're just flat out wrong on that one. And then when you look at the last part here, the mass market product, what do they mean by that? Landscape of gaming with the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the Switch. Those are the 3 big guns when it comes to it. Nintendo Switch is already over 20 million units sold. It's selling just about as well as any other device that would be considered mass market in a gaming sense, like the PlayStation 4. Sales are actually pretty much aligned in the same time period. So if you look at that and it's blowing away the Xbox One, then what is a mass market device when it comes to video gaming? Yeah, it's not going to sell like Apple or anything like that. But to sit here and say that Nintendo Switch can ever become a mass market product, I mean, is the 3DS a mass market product? That sold over 70-something million. Nintendo Switch is tracking above that. So what are the doubts when it comes to it? What are the doubts of it becoming a mass market product or not? Based on what we've seen, based on how the system is selling, I don't understand what they're trying to do here. And this is a classic case of pure clickbait by Bloomberg Asia. And I think it's up to the creators out there, and it's up to the real journalists out there to kind of call them out on this type of ridiculousness that they're putting out there and spreading. Nintendo might not hit their target when it comes to shipments and everything like that, or sales of the Nintendo Switch, but their target was lofty in the first place. It was above the PlayStation 4, which is cheaper, a lot cheaper to get one of those systems. It's above that, and it's still selling really well. It's breaking records. It's doing well for this holiday period. I really don't understand where this article comes from outside of they're just trying to clickbait based on what analysts have said that, hey, Nintendo's not going to hit their sales targets based on the data or information that they have at this point. I think we still need to wait for January, February, March and kind of get the sales numbers after the holiday sales period and see what Nintendo has for those months afterwards, because what if Nintendo drops Animal Crossing in March or something like that? We never know. I don't think that they will, but what if they do? We don't know the impact that Yoshi or some of the other games coming out, New Super Mario Bros. I think that game's gonna be bigger than what people think. So we don't have the impact of everything yet. So to write stuff like this, in my opinion, is just a little bit, I would say, disingenuous. I think that you're misleading your viewers out there, and I think that you're hiding information that's actually factual, like with the information that we got from Nintendo recently about the sales, in order to push this type of stuff out there for clicks. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of when it comes to this type of article. So I thought I'd share it. I thought I'd talk about it just a little bit because I found it funny, because you usually saw a lot of articles like this with the Wii U, a lot of the Doom articles and things like that, but you don't see it too much with the Switch, especially how well it's done. But I think Nintendo's lofty goal of the 20 million has definitely given people ammo to make topics like this in articles. So I just thought I'd discuss it. If Bloomberg wants to continue writing stuff like this, which they probably will, that's fine. I just thought I'd give my opinion and my take on it. So what do you guys think about this? A lot of you guys share the same opinion as me when it comes to it on Twitter, so let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.